Do you think you're tough? I believe you, but trust me when I say that in today's video, you're going to meet some of the toughest people you've ever seen. In today's World's Greatest, we'll look at 5 people who survived attacks by fierce animals, true beasts of nature. I'm talking about electrifying encounters with bears, furious dogs, and even tigers. Some got lucky, others fought for their lives, but all are survivors. Are you ready? Then go ahead and leave your like and join us on this adventure. Paul Templar was a safari guide on the Zambezi River in Zimbabwe, one of Africa's wildest and most spectacular regions. His job was to take tourists on thrilling canoe trips down the river, where they could get up close with African wildlife. On 1996, he was leading a group of tourists on what was supposed to be just another normal day on the river. During the expedition, one of the kayaks was attacked by a hippopotamus. Templar quickly attempted to rescue the endangered colleague, but he was caught off guard by the animal, which attacked him violently and pulled him underwater, trying to drown him. The guide desperately fought for his life, contending with overwhelming force and powerful teeth tearing at his flesh. The struggle was intense and survival seemed impossible. Doubt that? Do you know the size of a hippopotamus? Imagine a colossal stone over 3 meters long and more than 1 ton coming at you, with a bite force of 1,800 pounds per square inch. And yes, it would be coming with the intent to kill. Hippos are extremely territorial and aggressive, responsible for around 500 human deaths annually. Despite the brutal attack, Templar managed to stay calm enough to plan an escape. He waited for the right moment, and when the hippopotamus briefly released his arm, Paul swam to the surface and was rescued by his coworkers. He sustained severe injuries, including the loss of his arm, deep lacerations, and multiple fractures. He was rushed to the hospital, underwent several surgeries, and faced a long recovery process. The experience left deep physical and emotional scars, but also demonstrated Paul's incredible resilience and willpower. The fisherman Jamal Muhammad is a survivor. He became a legend with a rare feat. He is the only man who has escaped not just 1, but 2 separate Bengal tiger attacks. Jamal lives in southern Bangladesh, in the largest swamp region on the planet. In 1997, Jamal entered the forest to fish and hunt, but the predator almost became prey. At one point, a huge tiger pounced on him, sinking its claws into his leg and dragging him into the water. He fought underwater and dove as deep as he could, and then the tiger let go and he swam as fast as he could to escape. 10 years later, back in the forest, this time to collect wood. In tall brush near a river, he spotted the tiger sunbathing. There was no escape if Jamal was seen by the beast, so he began to pray. Yeah, I would do the same. Still, the animal noticed him and charged. Terrified, he stood his ground, knowing that running would mean death. Given his experience, he had a better sense of what to do. This process of confronting the animal, shouting and gesticulating, trying to appear larger and more threatening, lasted half an hour until Jamal's throat bled from the effort. The village crowd heard the commotion and came to help. He only fainted after the danger had passed. Guys, do you know what I'm talking about? A Bengal tiger. This beast can weigh over 300 kilograms, measure 3 meters in length, and has fangs over 10 centimeters long, with a bite force of over 1,000 pounds per square inch. A true hunting god, and despite its monumental size, it is extremely agile and fast. Your average Joe has no chance against a tiger. Whether by bravery or luck, Jamal survived to tell the tale. Despite fearing further attacks, he continued to visit the forest, saying he only does it because it is the way he found, amid adversity, to get food for his children, and it is only for them that he faces his fears. A true real-life hero, don't you think? Are you enjoying this? Then help strengthen our world's greatest community by leaving your like so YouTube knows people like this content and recommends it to more people. We're counting on you. The American black bear is a native species of North America. Adult black bears can reach 2 meters in length and weigh over 200 kilograms and have an extremely good sense of smell, with their nasal mucosa being 100 times larger than that of a human. A common rhyme to remember the difference between brown and black bears is, If it's brown, lie down. If it's black, fight back. This is because the black bear is not usually as threatening, unless the bear has been conditioned to associate humans with food. That is when the black bear can become dangerous to human life, and that's the kind of story you're going to see now. Lily and Town are a couple of hikers, and this was supposed to be just another normal day in the woods for them. However, at the start of this trail, they were warned that there might be intense bear activity that day. Everything was going well until Lily woke up to heavy breathing next to her, coming from outside the tent. She woke up startled and listened to clarify whether she really heard that or imagined it. That's when she heard snorting and the heavy thud of footsteps. Bears. Quickly, the couple started making noise to scare off the animal. They called emergency services, but it would take over an hour to reach them. So they decided to leave the tent and try to escape the bear until they reached the nearest road. The plan seemed to be working, but you know the story doesn't end there, right? They heard a noise in the forest on the other side from where the bear was. That's when they had the worst possible sight in that darkness. It was a second bear, just a few meters away. The couple continued walking slowly, closely followed by the second beast, which ignored the belongings they had dropped on the ground. It was clear that they were the bear's main interest. It was a long walk of almost 5 kilometers, shouting and throwing stones to try to scare off the beast. Finally, after reaching the road, a passing motorist rescued them and gave them a ride. At dawn, with a forest ranger, they returned to the campsite and found the remnants of their things destroyed by the bears, but the hanging food bag was intact, showing that perhaps the bears found it less work to go after them than the bag hanging 15 meters up in a tree. Fortunately, Lily and Town survived and continued to hike. Perhaps you've heard of young Bridger Walker, who at just 6 years old is acclaimed as a hero for protecting his 4-year-old sister from a dog attack. This story takes place in 2020 when the little boy and his sister were at a friend's house, when a German Shepherd lunged at them while they were playing. The dog made several attempts to grab the girl, but Bridger, time after time, shielded his sister until he became the new target. Like a true hero, Bridger placed himself in front of his sister to protect her and was bitten on the face by the dog. When the dog bit him, he yelled for his sister to run, and after the dog released him, Bridger ran to the girl and took her to a safer part of the yard, where he thought they would be safe. I don't know about you, but I know few people who would have such emotional control in a situation like this, which makes this story even more fascinating, especially since we're talking about a 6-year-old boy. In his own words and without hesitation, he declared, "If someone had to die, I thought it should be me." Amazing, right? Do you think Bridger's bravery stops there? No, folks, there's more. In the hospital, the only time the boy cried was when he received the intravenous injection, in addition to undergoing surgery where he received 90 stitches. The dog's owner wanted to euthanize it, but we're talking about a hero whose nobility goes beyond the extraordinary. Bridger asked for the animal not to be killed. Several celebrities were moved by the boy's incredible act and spoke out on social media, including actress Anne Hathaway, Zachary Levi, the Shazam, and Chris Evans, the Captain America, who recorded a video congratulating and promising to send a Captain America shield to this real-life superhero. What would you do if you were just minding your own business and suddenly a fierce wolf attacked you? Would you have the nerve to stay calm and fight the beast back? Meet Aot Maxova, a 56-year-old woman from a village in southern Russia, who fought a wolf with her bare hands and killed it with an axe. You heard that right. She took down a wolf with her fists. The battle took place in a village in Dagestan. Aot was with other villagers tending to cows and sheep. The 56-year-old woman heard the cry of a calf being attacked and ran to see what it was, only to come face to face with a gigantic wolf. What did she do? Did she scream? Run? Faint? No! She ran to scare off the wolf, but it, with its mouth open and ready to kill, leapt at her. In a display of steel nerves and courage, Aot did not back down. Even with her legs scratched and her hand being pressed by a powerful bite, she later stated that all she wanted was to push her hand through the wolf's mouth. Tough, right? Her story is basically the opposite of Little Red Riding Hood. Here it's the grandmother who takes destiny into her own hands and ends the big bad wolf. Yes, folks, Aot, at 56 years old, managed to hold her ground against a wolf, and in the end, using an axe, struck the beast in the head and emerged victorious. And with that, we come to the end of another journey with the greatest in the world. Don't forget to comment below on which of these incredible stories you like the most. And if you're motivated, check out this video on the 5 toughest peoples on the planet. I'm sure you'll be amazed. Stay epic, stay strong, subscribe here, and I'll see you in the next World's Greatest.